The three main roadblocks that destroy 80 to 90% of businesses. Welcome back. Here, Tommy Walker, the Mind Engineer, another episode of Rapid Subconscious Reprogramming. Today, I want to talk about something I've talked several times already, but I feel that it never gets old. So let's get going with this. Give me 1 second that I can change the cameras. Here we go. And I gotta go here too. So there you go. Thank you very much for being here. If you're watching on social media, #live. If you're watching replay, #replay. Comment, share. You just by sending some love, more people get to see this. We feed the algorithm, so it would be great if you can do that. Okay? We all benefit from there. So let's talk about the three main roadblocks that most entrepreneurs hit and destroys their business. So although I've talked about this, as I was saying, the three main ones is marketing, sales, and money. And it sounds very basic because those are the kind of three main things that a business needs to do to get, out there and be able to function correctly. It needs to have good marketing, it needs to make sales, and it needs to have these transactions of money. So why do I say that these are the three main roadblocks? And what does that have to do, right, with mindset in this case? So let's talk a little bit about marketing. Marketing, as I always share, has to do with self-image. Yes, self-image. If you're selling a product, normally this doesn't apply to you because the product in a way doesn't represent you, except a product that you created. But if you're selling a product from somebody else, normally the marketing is much easier for most people, right? Because you're getting a product out there, it doesn't represent who you are, your values, and things like that. But when it has to do with services or maybe something that you created, this could hit. So marketing, why self-image? Because what most coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs fear is people seeing through them. What does that mean? As I always say, we have our core of who we are, the gifts that we came here to this world, our uniqueness, right? But around that, we have like a fog of all these negative self-images that were created during childhood. That it could have been, I'm not good enough, I'm inadequate, I'm not valued, there's something wrong with me. Whatever it is that you might have created growing up because of different circumstances you went through, those created what I call negative self-images. So those negative self-images are over the core of who you really are. So when you're going to expose yourself in marketing for people to get to know you, your services, your consultancy, well, if you're a consultant, whatever it is that you're doing, people are going to, quote unquote, according to you, see through you. And what you're scared of seeing, again, subconscious, you remember this many times, run as a subconscious mind. Most people are not aware. People complain because they're not getting clients. Yesterday, I was talking to a woman that was saying, oh, I need to make $600 from here on, right? And I'm not getting any clients. And I told her, okay, how are you getting clients? Oh, I'm posting some stuff on my Facebook, on some social medias. I have my website. Okay, but are you reaching out to people? And she's like, no. She was expecting people to just come to her, and I sent her a couple of advice, and then she never responded again because I was telling her exactly what she didn't want to listen. And this is what most people don't get. To build a business, you need to talk with people. And again, it has to do with marketing and a little bit of sales, and we're going to see that in a second. So marketing is exposing yourself. And if you have these negative self-images, I don't care the excuse you're using, but, if you have a good website, people should get it. If you work on SEO, the SO, what's the name of the Google thing that you can get better, positioning on Google. Maybe if you're creating good videos, maybe somebody might see you. Yeah, it might happen, but that takes much longer and it might not happen. So if you really want to build a business that makes you money, 5K a month or beyond, right? And not just maybe every now and then some sales that you cannot, make that work, unfortunately, right? Or if you want to make a 6-figure business, you need to start getting out there. And that is marketing, talking with people, and in a way, selling yourself and the value you have to offer. So a lot of people struggle with these negative stories of I'm not valuable, I got nothing to offer, or whatever. And many times it's running in the subconscious mind. What does that mean? It's running in the background and they're not even aware of it. So when I tell them, hey, get out there and start talking to people, it's like, oh, I don't want to bother. What you're actually saying, it's not, I don't want to bother. What you're actually saying is, I'm scared of being rejected. I'm scared of being judged or criticized, Tommy, so I don't want to do it. The mind is not going to say the truth. The mind is going to find an excuse not to do it. So marketing has to do with your self-image. So if you're not really getting out there and talking to lots of people a day to get them interested in what you're doing and what you're selling, you have self-image problems. You don't have marketing problems, strategy problems. You have marketing problems. You have, sorry, self-image problems. But your mind is convincing you that, oh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, whatever. I'd start talking to people and learn if you want to get your business going. So marketing self-image, if you don't start working on your mind on what is the negative self-images you have about yourself, it's going to make it very difficult to get your business going. So it's not about marketing. You can go into ChatGPT and ask how to, start marketing, and it's going to tell you. You can find a video online, free stuff, a lot of free stuff out there on how to start building your business. But if you're not building your business, it has nothing to do with the marketing, the strategies. It has to do with the mindset. Most entrepreneurs are there procrastinate doing what they need to do to build their business. Marketing, self-image. Let's move over to sales. Sales is mostly, it has to do a little bit with self-image because you're selling yourself, right? But the biggest thing is the rejection in sales. In the mind, if somebody says no, if somebody doesn't show interest, if somebody judges you, criticizes you, right? Is in the instance of selling yourself, you're going to feel crushed. Most people feel crushed and then they cannot do it anymore. I work with many coaches that were not doing the marketing or were struggling with their sales. Once I was working with a guy that he wasn't making any money with his business. He had helped a couple of people, so he knew he could help them with the strategies and tactics and marketing, but he wasn't being able to make any sales. Why? Because deep down, he didn't want to be rejected. He didn't want to get out there and say, hey, Tommy, would you like to work with me or whatever, right? A specific strategy, whatever you want to go through, right? And the person said like, oh, I'm going to think about it, or, I'm not interested, or it's too pricey or whatever. So we have what I call direct or indirect rejection. Direct rejection is when they say, no, I'm not interested in product. I'm not interested in your services, right? I'm not interested in working with you. Or indirect, when they say, let me think about it. I got to check with my partner. I got to check with this. Let me see if I can put the money together or whatever. And they never get back to you. That's indirect rejection. So there's a lot of rejection in sales. So if you're not making sales, it has nothing to do specifically with the strategies. It has to do with the rejection. A lot of people tell me, oh, but I want to have a perfect website so people, come in and buy. You can try that. You can try that. You can hire, you can invest a lot of money. You can get ChatGPT to write the copy of that website or that Google whatever, dog that you're using. It doesn't matter. But if you're not okay with yourself, and normally when you're selling specific things like high ticket or selling maybe your coaching or therapy sessions or whatever it is, consulting, that you are charging quite a number, that you need people to, in a way, get on a phone with you. If you're not getting people on calls for selling, if you're selling a course, it's different. But if you're selling something that's a bit higher than a course, right? Like, again, maybe a program or something like that. If you're not getting on calls with people, when you're starting, you're not going to make any sales. And how people don't want to get on calls. Why? They're going to find very valid excuses not to do it. But the truth is, deep down, they don't want to do it because they don't want to get rejected. They're scared of rejection. That would be sales. The negative stories you have around being rejected. That has to do, of course, going to the beginning, self-image. Okay, so marketing and sales are going to trigger all your unresolved issues. Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you the truth. Most entrepreneurs struggles not because they don't have the right strategies, because the right strategies you can learn them anywhere. I have offered so much value, very basic things you can start doing, right? And I'll cover them again. Get a profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, start posting, go in groups, post. Whenever people engage, write to them, see if they need your help. Don't try to sell, try to help them. Help them, give them value. This is what everybody says, give them value. Show them that you know what you're doing. Help them with something they're struggling, and entice them, as when you go into a supermarket and they're offering a piece of cake or something for you to try and then maybe buy more of it. It's the same thing. Give them a piece of the pie. Give them a good piece of the pie. Don't give them crap. A lot of people give free crap and they think that, people don't value blah, blah, blah. No, they don't value your crap. If you give them good stuff, they're going to value that. So it's important to realize, if people don't pay, don't commit. I know a lot of people out there that are committing, doing everything by themselves, and they're still committing. So it has nothing to do with that. So be careful with falling for that crap. So again, marketing, self-image, sales, rejection. So if you don't work on your mindset, there's a high chance you're going to fall into those 80-90% of entrepreneurs that don't make it with their business. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And money, the last one that I was saying, the three main roadblocks, money. What does money have to do with that? The negative stories you have in the subconscious mind around money. I spoke about this in the Monday Mindset call around money. If you want to go back and see that recording, or let me know if you want to see it, just type money underneath and I'll share that with you. Okay. Money. Why money? Because growing up, we might have seen our parents with money fighting or without money fighting or struggling, things like that. And we could have created negative stories around money. Once I was working with a guy that his dad had screwed the family over money and had walked away, right? And left the family in ruins. So for him, although he wanted money and he wanted to grow his business, he was a marketing coach. For him, making money meant, in a subconscious level, he wasn't even aware of it. He struggled with his business for a long time. The connection he had made is, if I make money, I can become my dad. And he despised his dad for what he had done. So for him, deep down in the subconscious mind, if he made money, he could be like his dad. And he didn't want to be like his dad. So he made everything possible not to be like his dad. He would self-sabotage himself. He would procrastinate doing the things he needed to do. He would procrastinate getting clients. He would procrastinate talking to people. Whenever he was able to talk to somebody, he would self-sabotage that conversation so the person wouldn't want to work with him. Seriously, he was doing all of this without even realizing that he was doing it. He wasn't aware he was doing it. That's how powerful the mind is. So we need to start understanding how the mind works if we want to grow our business. Because seriously, people, most entrepreneurs that are struggling with their business has nothing to do with the strategies, the new course, the new marketing, the new sales, the new scripts. Seriously, it has nothing to do with that, because to build a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 business with the basics, you can do it. And you can even build it, and I built it up to 6 figures doing these basic steps, talking with people, giving them value, getting on a call, giving them value, and getting them interested in wanting to work with me. That's how I built a 6-figure business. And this is what I've been sharing, but a lot of people are not doing it. Is it the strategies? Is it that they're doing something wrong on Facebook or with their profile? No, it's they're not talking to enough people, because they don't want to be seen through them and see their unresolved issues, their negative self-images. They don't want to be rejected, and they might have issues with money that they're not even aware of. So if you don't work on your mindset, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what you do with your business. In many cases, you're setting yourself up for failure. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. There's a big percentage of businesses, owners that go, bankrupt, that, the business doesn't work. Why? Because of their mindset, not because of everything else. I've seen people spend $20,000, $30,000 in different programs, marketing programs, to get their business program, business coaches, and they still didn't do what they needed to do. it had to do with mindset. So those are the three main roadblocks: marketing, self-image, sales has to do with rejection, and money is the negative stories you might have attached to money that are holding you back, because the mind is in protective mode. The mind wants to protect you. So if you have a negative story of money is bad, money doesn't grow in trees, money is difficult to get, the mind is going to say, although you might consciously say, I'm going to work hard, the mind is going to say, no, 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 don't do that, because you're not going to get money. Money is difficult to get. So the mind, to try to protect you, is going to override whatever you think consciously. And it's not going to say consciously, oh, I don't want you to work. It's going to feel like, oh, I don't feel today ready for this. Let's do this next thing. Let's learn this new thing. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you never end up doing what you need to do. That is speaking with people. I hope that makes sense. Let me know here in the chat what you think about this. I hope it helped people. Seriously, everything has to do with mindset. People don't get it. People try to, blame it on something else, because working on the mindset is not easy. It's not an easy walk in the park. It's tough, but it is worth it in any area of your life that you want to take your life to the next level. Relationships, in your job, in your business, wherever it is. If you don't work on your mindset, there are high chances you're going to be stuck, because you have a mental cage that is keeping you stuck. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much again. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.